Here are 10 things I learned from taking a 30-day social media break. Okay, listen. I have been on social media or some form of social media since like 2008. That's when I first came onto YouTube. Then I got on Facebook. And as soon as Instagram came out, I got on Instagram. And I have never taken more than a day or two from posting or being on one or several social media platforms. And I have been going through a serious self-discovery journey. Hi, you're interrupting my YouTube video. Go sit over there. I swear these kids can't be away from me. You ain't even have to come over here today. You ain't working. Okay, as I was saying, I've never taken more than like a day or two from posting or being on one of these platforms. And I've been going through like this self-discovery journey. It started with my health and really wanting to get that under control. My weight, I had gained quite a bit of weight over the last, I don't know, 6-7 years or so. At my highest weight, I was at 184, 5 feet 4 inches tall. For my body, it felt like a lot of weight to carry around. I was really uncomfortable. And I shared in my last video about my lipedema and the things I have to do for that. And so it just got to a point where I was fatigued and I was tired and I was exhausted and I didn't feel like doing anything. And I really just wanted to like, just cut everything off. So that's when I first had the idea to take a social media break. And I talked about it with one of my besties, Brittany, and we were like, yeah, we need a break. Just like unplug, not post, not worry about creating content, and doing my very best to just stay off social media altogether, meaning not scrolling, not looking, not anything. That was a little harder to do, but I did do it, I would say about for 85% of the time. So what's so funny to me is that as I was about midway through the 30 days, I realized that I didn't want to come back. Like I legit was like, maybe I just don't need to be on social media at all. It was such a time of like clarity and focus and really just enjoying things in like real time, real life, that I really struggled with the idea of coming back to social media. But I did learn quite a bit of things. So I wanted to share some of those experiences and sort of some of the clarity that I gained from this whole like mini experiment, I guess, if you want to call it that. So the very first one I noticed was mental clarity and more focus. I mean, social media is a massive distraction. And I just realized that not having to be on it gave me so much clarity, and it allowed me to focus on things that I really enjoy doing. And it wasn't like, at first I thought, well, I'm just not going to be on social media for 30 days. I'm not going to post content, but it became much greater than that. It really became about, you know, slowing my mornings down, really being more intentional about the things that I wanted to do and not do. Taking time to like just sit with myself. I started journaling, which I hadn't done in years. I started including some of the morning routines that I used to do, and then because of schedule and being busy and this pressure of social media and content production, I began doing less and less of like meditating in the mornings, sort of doing my affirmations, taking time to, you know, take deep breaths and little things like that that really do add so much benefit to your daily sort of life. Then I realized how much I enjoyed some platforms and how much I didn't enjoy other platforms. And that was really key because in making a decision to come back, I was able to really know, okay, I want to focus more time on this platform because I enjoy it and less time on this platform because I don't enjoy it. YouTube for me is my happier platform, meaning I feel like I have a closer connection to you guys. I feel like the engagement is different. It's more intimate. I'm able to share longer form content, which I enjoy, as opposed to like capturing people's attention in 15 seconds and doing all of that stuff. And really just being able to share all the different parts of me and not just what Instagram likes to push. Instagram, I realized I enjoy a lot less. And coming back now, I think my focus is going to be more on YouTube and creating content that I really enjoy for you guys. Maybe a little less on Instagram and focusing so much on Instagram content and reels and algorithms and all the things. So that was the very first thing, right? Was the clarity and the focus. The second one, really important, was reduced anxiety and stress. Like, you don't realize how stressful and how anxiety inducing social media can be. And because I've been in it for so long without having taken any like long breaks, I realized how much that anxiety and stress added to my life. Like, oh, I have to post this amount of content, which means I have to film these amount of days, which means I have to batch content this stuff, and I need to post on these days, and I have to like scroll and see what other people are doing. And girl, stop. It's a lot. It was too much, and I realized that I really didn't enjoy that, and I didn't really appreciate what it added to my life. Like, I didn't find any value in some of the things that I was doing and expecting sort of a return from. And so that was really nice to see, because I noticed that the longer I wasn't on social media, the more relaxed my days became, the more relaxed my mornings were. I'm definitely in my soft girl era. I'm not doing anything I don't enjoy. I'm taking time to really focus on myself. Another thing that's really changing in my life is that I'm really, really, really close to being an empty nester. And that is really weird. I've been a mom since I was 16 years old. And so that's all I've ever known, is just, being a mom, doing everything I can to raise my kids. And, now my kids are, older. My son is about to turn 18. He's already looking at like apartments. My youngest daughter, which is going to be 22 in June, is already looking for an apartment. Like, I'm going to be, like an empty nester with no kids around. And I'm like, I really need to figure out who I am outside of being a mom. Like, who am I? What do I enjoy? Like, what do I like doing? Like, girl, go to the city. Like, do some things, enjoy your life. And so I'm kind of in that like weird in-between stage of like trying to figure out what I want for myself and, what I enjoy doing. And that doesn't necessarily have to do with like raising my kids and always being available and doing all that stuff. So that's also a change that's been going on. And I think part of the taking the social media break allowed me to spend more time with myself, right? Because I'm not constantly on my phone scrolling. I'm not constantly thinking of the next thing I need to post. I'm not constantly thinking of the next thing I need to sew just so that I have content, and really just sewing because I want to sew, just because I want to make something without the pressure of having to film it or then create a reel or a YouTube video or all of these things. So there's been a lot of things that have happened in this like short 30-day period. The third thing was I found that I was sleeping through the night. Before, I would be like, I would go to bed and I would get on my phone and I would scroll for sometimes endless amounts of time, because you don't realize how long you've been on social media scrolling away. And a lot of that creates anxiety in the comparing like what you're doing to what other people are doing, or, trying to like stay, ahead of the game. And, I'm at a place in my career where I really don't need to do that anymore. Like, I don't compare myself. I don't feel like I need to stay above anything. I've gotten to a place where I'm very comfortable where I am. I've become very successful over the years. I think I've created something for myself that, I'm really proud of and that I really enjoy. And so, part of that is not necessarily, my everyday sort of thoughts, but you can't sort of help but to look at things and be like, oh, maybe I should, maybe I could do this, or maybe I should be doing this because people seem to be liking this. And so I started just not looking at my phone before going to bed. I would just put it on the charger and, I would either listen to an Audible or I would watch something on TV, and then I would just go to sleep. And I started to notice that I started sleeping through the night as opposed to waking up several times a night, which is what was happening. I also do attribute that also to the health benefits from not just the losing weight part, but also in being really intentional about what I'm eating, working out every day. Well, not every day. I work out probably 4 days a week, sometimes 5 if I'm really in my groove, but about 4 times a week. And that really does help, as far as like lowering my cortisol levels and being able to have a more restful sleep at night. So that was a big benefit. Then I also realized how much increased productivity I had, but not in the way that I thought. So initially I thought I'm just going to take a 30-day break from social media and I'm going to spend my time like really just creating content and enjoying, some of the other hobbies that I have, like making shoes and handbags and maybe some knitting, and I do all the crafts. And instead, I found that I didn't want to do any of that shit. I didn't want to sew. I didn't want to make a shoe. I didn't want to make a bag. I didn't want to knit. I didn't want to do nothing. Like, I didn't want to do any of it. And at first, I just thought, well, this is weird. I thought I would maybe like find that I have more time and want to do more of these things. But I ended up wanting to do less of them. And I started instead wanting to do things that I hadn't done in a really long time, like really focusing on my exercise, going for walks, meditating, journaling, playing cozy games. My daughter has me searching for cozy games to play. I started with Animal Crossing, which she had me start a couple years ago, and I got hooked. And so I found another new cozy game called Wildflowers. And listen, me and my Nintendo Switch have been besties, okay? So at first I thought, well, shit, I'm not being productive. Like, am I just like laying around and not doing shit? But that was sort of like the best part of it. That was the best part of taking this whole break, is that I realized that I just needed an overall break from all things, like really just not focusing on work. I've done very little work in the last 30 days, and I will say I'm very blessed that I have the ability to do that and just take time off and just not work if I don't feel like it. And I'm very grateful for that. But I also have that like internal guilt of if I'm not doing the next thing or working on the next project, or like, am I being lazy? Am I not being productive? And I really just had to sit with the like, girl, you don't feel like doing it, so don't do it. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it. So I didn't do it. And instead, I just started doing little things that I really enjoy, like organizing and playing my Nintendo Switch and working out, going for walks. I tried a whole new like at-home Pilates thing, which I really ended up loving. And really just focusing on myself and listening to my body and listening to my thoughts, which is really hard to do when you have social media in your face all the damn time, is just sitting with yourself and listening to like your own thoughts and what you like, and just being able to reflect on those things. I also found that I was enjoying like stronger in-person connections, spending more time with my kids, doing more things in real life, like going out. And so I'm very much a hermit. Like everyone who knows me will tell you, I rarely leave my house, but I wanted to like try things and enjoy things. And so I started to have more in real life connections with the people in my life and really enjoying that. And that has been so much fun and has really given me a new perspective on like what I want for the future, what I want for my life just in general. I found that I was able to reconnect with myself. I think that because I've been in this game for so long, and I've built my businesses around social media and having to constantly produce content or projects or patterns or something, that you can lose sight of yourself and that like connection you have to yourself and like the things that really do add value to you, the things that you really do enjoy, because you're so focused on all the things that you have to do, that you have done, that you don't take time to sort of sit and listen to like what your body is telling you, what your mind is telling you, what your spirit is telling you about like your everyday life and what brings you joy. And so being able to reconnect with myself was amazing. I'm still doing it. When I tell you coming back in May was a really tough decision, because I was going to do another video and be like, I might see y'all in June. Like we came real close to that. Okay. I also did have more time for creativity, but not, like I said, in the ways that I thought. I thought I was going to be able to like spend more time creating, sewing, doing shoes, knitting, doing all of those things. And I found myself not really interested in those things at all. And instead just being more creative in other ways, like in recipes that I wanted to try, or reorganizing things in a certain way, or enjoying the creativity of starting a new game. Just really doing things that, like journaling was a really great like creative outlet for me, that I've been enjoying a lot. And so I've been finding other hobbies and other things that don't necessarily have anything to do with creating a physical object like clothes or shoes, but instead just being creative in ways that, you know, bring me comfort and joy and calmness in my life. I think that one of the biggest lessons was the break from comparison, or feeling like I had to do a certain amount of work or content or production of some sort in order for me to feel like I was doing enough, when I realized that when I wasn't doing any of it, I felt much better. And I think it's really hard to notice the effects that social media in general have on you, even if you're not a content creator, even if you're just binging TikTok or binging Instagram or whatever. Like, I don't think that you realize the effects that it has on you until you step away from it and don't have it in your life, and you realize, wow, I have a lot more time on my hands. How much time am I wasting on on things that are not productive to my life or adding value? Like, that's another reason why I think that I want to focus so much more on YouTube, because I think YouTube adds so much value, right? Like, the content that I consume on YouTube is more educational, it's more storytelling, it's a connection that's different than what you get maybe on TikTok or Instagram, where it's so fast and not so much about really being able to, you know, get to know the people that you're watching or that you're consuming, learning something. That's why I think I love YouTube more. And I think during this whole 30 days, I've realized how much I appreciate YouTube so much more than any other platform that I have or that I have focused on, outside of obviously my own community within Sew It Academy. But outside of that, like, yeah, YouTube is my jam. And so that's great for you guys, right? Because I'm here and I'm not worried about doing Instagram Reels, but I did want to come back to YouTube and share everything that I had learned. Overall, I think I just found a more peaceful balance to my life during the 30 days. And I have enjoyed it so much that I think I will do this more often, meaning I will make sure to take intentional breaks from social media, from creating content more often, as opposed to going years and years and years and not taking a break, not stopping, and really focusing on my mental health and my body and my own like self-discovery journey. So if you feel like you might need a social media break, baby, take it. Take the break, take the apps off your phone, like do all the things, okay? And just like sit with yourself, enjoy things in real life, connect with the people that you love, do things you enjoy, find new hobbies, or don't do shit at all, which is what I did most of the time during the 30 days. And I loved every minute of it. So if you feel like you need a break, take it and really enjoy life as it happens, because you never know, right? Like you really want to be able to be present in your everyday life with the people that you love and the things that you enjoy doing. So these are all of the things that I realized during my 30-day social media break. I am happy to be back, but like I said, I will be taking more breaks more often because I think it did wonders for me and I feel amazing. So thank you guys as always for watching. There will be more sewing content coming soon because I did do a little fabric shopping. So I do have some fabric haul videos coming. I do have a sewing plans video coming and even a couple of projects that I did manage to sew and enjoy during my break. So as usual, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.